Hello, and welcome to the College of Creation. My name is Dan.
And my name is Michael.
And my name is Sunfyre.
Woo!
Yay, we have guests. We love having guests on the show. We are all three of us Dungeons & Dragons DMs and players and other TTRPG enthusiasts who like to homebrew item spells, creatures, and features for D&D.
We are so excited to have you on the podcast. I've been a big fan of yours for quite a long time. I think your content online is great. I think your creations are great. And what a treat to have you here making something with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been a big fan of yours as well.
Today we were asked to make kind of a strange prompt that originated from TikTok. Eldritch Steampunk tech for a noir horror campaign. Lots and lots of facets there. So happy to have you just hanging on for dear life with what should be a non-prompt for the show. Should not have been picked, but very happy to have you here nonetheless.
It's a lot, this prompt.
Thank you. I'm excited to be the weakest link in this item creation.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Absolutely not. What a prompt though. So many different touch points there. It's Eldritch, it's Steampunk. Both of those feel like very set in stone sort of genres. And then it's also noir and horror, which and technology.
Yeah.
So, good luck to all of us. But before we get into that, I do want to just talk a little bit about you, Sunfyre, how you came to the game of Dungeons & Dragons, the hobby of tabletop role-playing games, the further hobby of running games and creating your own content and pieces for games. What's the story?
Yeah. I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons for like 10, 11 years now, something like that. I've always played 5e. It's kind of been, it was the one that I was introduced to. Ironically enough, I guess my husband introduced it to me. I had wanted to play for years, and he ended up telling me about it. And it was super fun. He was actually my first dungeon master, and we had this huge party. I think it was like 15 people or something.
Nice.
So it was unnecessarily chaotic. Way too many people. And then we just kind of played like with smaller groups over the years. And just last year, I wrapped up my longest game that I have ever played, which was a 4-year campaign that I was DMing. And that
congratulations!
Was really fun.
Nice.
Wow.
Wonderful.
15.
Gosh,
that
you
is
gotta love those
ton.
games, man. 4 years is awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, it was super awesome. So in that campaign, I had 6 players. No, 5 players. And a 6th that would kind of pop in and out. For 4 years, we almost never really missed a session. Actually, we played weekly. For almost 4 years consistently.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool.
Man.
That is pretty incredible.
And it had a definitive ending. You landed the plane at the end?
I don't know how well I landed the plane, but it was landed for sure. My BBG ended up getting squashed by a floating city, and then perma-stunned and annihilated.
Nice.
But it was really, really fun. We actually did have to end it because we were actually moving from one state to another. So we played the game the entire time we were living out in that state, and then they absolutely kicked my ass at the end. And it was so
as they should, as is their right.
Yeah.
Okay, so was this a homebrew setting or a homebrew campaign?
It was. I've actually never played a non-homebrew game before.
Cool.
I've been a player in Dragon Heist 3 times, and I think that's the only game that I've actually played that hasn't been homebrew from either myself or a different DM.
That's very cool.
I feel that so hard. I actually am just starting. Well, a couple weeks ago, I just started my first game that has not been homebrew, and it's a really interesting transition. The way my mind just craves the freedom to just go wherever I need to go at any moment is very strange. So I love homebrew settings, and I don't like playing out without them.
Yeah, I mean, modules are just like, for me, they are a great starting point, but I do not actually stick to them very well at all. Like I'm running an entire reskin of Curse of Strahd in the Wild West that is just like, it's not even the book anymore. And then I've been running Rime of the Frostmaiden that also has just gone. I've just decided to do an entirely different thing with it, and it's fine. But it's amazing. It's nice to have that skill set to like, you know, retool and to make your own thing. I wanted to ask, does this homebrew setting of yours, did you also homebrew like items and creatures, etc., classes, subclasses for it?
Yeah, what's your process for that, rolling that stuff into a game?
I truly consider myself more of an improv DM than anything else.
Wonderful.
So I think really the only things that I created, which is again why this challenge is or the prompt is a bit of a challenge. I don't tend to create my own items or classes or things. I think one of the things I did create was I did give my players all a boon from a god that they had helped, and that boon allowed them to pick any sort of class feature of between levels 1 and 3 from any class that they weren't up playing as. So that was really cool. We gave, I believe our monk had sneak attack. One of our other classes took like warlock spellcasting abilities. So it was really awesome. That was a really fun boon. But I don't think I really created. I created a bunch of random things, but never like real items or monsters. And if I did, they were on the fly. I was like, this one's doing 4d10 worth of damage, and we don't care.
I am a huge supporter of on the fly homebrew.
Yeah.
I love doing on the fly homebrew.
Yeah,
perfect.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, especially like that's a really good boon, and like I think encapsulates how kind of seamless it can be to like come up with, you know, homebrew in the moment, and something that like, you know, it's totally unique because that is a mechanic that doesn't exist in the game, giving out other classes features to those, but like just as a thing, you know, as a capable GM, you know, you can just like come up with that on the fly and give them that, and that'll work. And that's great homebrew, and it can be as simple and clean as that.
A skill set in and of itself, for sure.
Oh, yeah, I really like stealing ideas from my players on the fly as well. I think that's a very interesting way to run things. One of my favorite NPCs was a dragon, and that dragon would give out inspiration points if you could tell a joke that would make him laugh, because his horde was a joke book instead of an actual gold hoard or anything of the sort, which was wonderful because it also just gave me the excuse to make my players make me laugh. They would get rewarded for it. So it was really fun. It was stackable inspiration, and that was, I guess, not really quite an item, more of a character, but they all kind of started just making bits about who this dragon was and why he only had things, and he was like, hey, you know, if we make a good enough joke, maybe he'd give us some money or something. I'm like, better yet, I'll give you inspiration.
That's really quite good.
Some of the best characters are the ones that are built along the way.
Oh, truly, yes.
Well, that's incredible. I'm excited to see what we all come with. Shall we get into the actual process and the presentation of the day?
Yeah, we are all going to roll a d20. And we're going to present in the order highest to lowest. Historically, I have rolled very poorly on these, so I expect to be going later in the episode. That's going to be a 7. So
I got a 3.
Okay.
I got 14.
Hey.
14.
Well,
all right.
As it should be. The guest gets to go first.
The seat of honor. Let's lead us off here.
Yeah, tell us, what was your process? How did you think about this prompt, and what did you make?
Perfect. So when I was thinking about the prompt, I had to kind of step away from all of the words because there were so many of them.
Yeah.
And just kind of try to come up with like the vibe of like what a campaign in that setting would be. And so I have come up with Vials of the Deep. This is a little vial you could wear around a necklace or just carry around in your pocket with you. But it has a swirling, cloudy black ink inside this vial, and it closes with a little twisting mechanical lock. Try to get some of that steampunk in
Nice.
there. On the side of this vial, it's engraved with the warning: "Do not drink." So to use it, you unlock the top, you pour it into an area of water, and this area of water can range from 0 to 60 feet. And once it hits the water, it spreads out and spawns 1d4 tentacles within the inky black pool. And those tentacles, they act on your turn. You can't move them once they've been spawned, and they prioritize attacking the nearest creature. They have an AC of 12 and hit points of 2d6 per area size. The item itself, the way I have it written, has a little chart on there, I suppose. And the water areas would go from 0 to 10 feet, 11 to 25 feet, or 26 to 60 feet. So if you were pouring it into like a glass of water all the way up to an ocean, you could have up to 60-foot range. With different attack bonuses and different damage dies for each of those. So in order, it would be a +1, a +5, or a +15. Stole that from the Kraken stats. And the damage die would be a 1d4, 1d8, or 4d6 per tentacle that you have spawned.
Oh,
That's
this is so good.
cool.
This is so good. This is just an encounter in a bottle.
Yes.
Which is wonderful. This is the type of item that I would love to give to a player and not let them know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
just it says do not drink.
Yeah. Don't drink. Don't do it. Also, like, be careful with it. Like, don't fall off of anywhere too high, because if it breaks, these tentacles are centered on you.
I love when I am creating or gifting out items, I do love to make them in a way where you can use them for nefarious purposes if you'd like.
Yeah.
So do not drink. Obviously, you wouldn't want to, but maybe if you can get it into the mouth of an enemy, horrific sorts of
gosh.
activities.
Talk about a horror campaign. My goodness.
It was a noir horror, so I was here for it.
If anything is Eldritch horror, it's tentacles growing inside of your body. That is horrifying.
Yikes. No, that's
Yeah,
really
this is
good.
cool.
I can imagine, like the cultish followers of some tentacle being like each carrying around one of these so as to, poison certain things or wreak havoc or like use it as a nice getaway. If your players don't know what's happening, you just take a moment to be like, he reaches down and takes out this vial and slowly starts to pour it into the fountain in the center of town. Just like, what's happening here? And then tentacles just start cruising out, and the cultists escape while you're trying to fend off horrible tentacles. We love it.
I imagine you could skin them kind of differently. If you have like a very small cup, they could be little tiny little ones. If you have it in an ocean, it could be Kraken sized. The world's your oyster using the vials of the deep.
This is
I love
something
it. I love it.
that can be repurposed into multiple settings too. I think if you're not hip to the Eldritch horror type of game, if you want something more exploratory, these could easily be vines in a jungle.
Oh yeah.
Or in a swamp. They could easily
Instagrow.
be like sandworms in a desert. Like this is something that is infinitely repurposable across a lot of different genres. A couple times across this show, creations have come through that with an experienced table, you could take one tiny creation, and you could go and run an entire one-shot based off of one thing. And this is one of those things. It has a very clear beginning. It has a plot line and several threads baked in. And an easy resolution is defeating, the Kraken-sized thing at the end of the one-shot. I like this a lot.
It's very cool.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
How about you, Michael? What did you run with today?
I have a couple things much less thematic than that. I thought about maybe making like a mech and just having a bunch of detachable and rearrangeable parts. And that felt too complicated, and I didn't want to write that whole stat block out. I thought about trying more for the Eldritch angle, like cosmic horror, making some type of like starship, like making some vehicles. I thought about some vehicles, and none of those ideas really panned out. So I just went with a random collection of small items that I thought were useful or funny, kind of a steampunk skin with more of a noir psychological use kind of under the surface. So if you'd open your document, I don't even have a title here. These are just the items that I made, starting with a bag of wind-up critters. This is an uncommon, wondrous item. It's a burlap sack that comes with 55 or 10d10 viable mechanical parts inside of it. You can use those parts to assemble the following critters by rolling 2d10 plus your intelligence modifier. The result of this roll is your critter score, or CS. Okay. Each critter requires a certain amount of parts to assemble, lasts for your critter score hours before breaking down, and has its own unique ability. Each critter has a number of hit points equal to your critter score plus the number of parts used to assemble it. So I have 4 options here. They're just little wind-up animals that you make out of these little parts that come out of the bag. The first one is a beetle. Takes 5 parts to craft. It can crawl into simple locking mechanisms and attempt to open them. It can attempt to unlock something your critter score amount of times before breaking down. And when a lock is attempted, roll a d10, and it opens on a 9 or a 10. So get a free key, possibly. Little wind-up beetle. There's also a dog option for 15 parts. It can follow a creature or object and constantly bark until its duration is up, or you call it back to you. In combat, the dog can make a bite attack which never misses and deals piercing damage equal to your intelligence modifier. There is a ray option for 25 parts. This critter has a 30-foot swimming speed. As long as you're holding on to it, you also have a 30-foot swimming speed, and you can breathe safely underwater.
Nice.
You can increase the swimming speed for both the critter and for you by 5 feet for every additional 5 parts you use to assemble a ray.
Cool.
So you can use as many parts as you want to just make the fins bigger or something.
Nice.
And for 40 points, you can make an elk. This critter has a movement speed of 45 and can act as a mount. It is completely friendly to you and will follow simple commands. It rolls all perception and survival checks based on sound or smell at advantage. While mounted on this critter, any spell cast on you can also apply to the elk. So just a bag of metal, just a bag of parts, gears, things like that, and you use them to make whatever you want.
I love it.
I like that. I like the beetle a lot. I think that's a really fun way to be able to unlock something without having to like dip too hard into being a rogue or having any sort of lock-picking skills.
Yeah, you can get by. The wizard and the artificer can be the technician now and then.
I have artificers who would love that. Just like everybody wants a little guy, you know? Everybody wants to have a little guy, and this is perfect for just making your own little guy. That can be a little special. Yeah, it's great. It's not quite a familiar. It's a little more mechanical vibe.
Yeah,
I like
pretty specific. It doesn't last as long. Thank you. Moving down the list here, I have the Jumper's Pocket Watch. This dips as far as I was willing to go into Eldritch, like psychological horror. It can get pretty gnarly if you misuse this weapon, I think. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. This is a very rare, wondrous item requiring attunement. This otherwise beautiful golden watch is covered with 1d20 blemishes, scratches, or other markers of wear and use. Beneath its glass face, gears are perpetually turning counterclockwise. As a magic action, you can depress a small button at the top of the watch and choose any moment in your perceived past. Your consciousness is then shunted from your body and transported to that moment. From a fixed location, you spectate that moment for up to a number of hours equal to your player level. Once the duration has elapsed, or you end your jump early as a free action, you can return to your body as if no time has passed, and one of the watch's blemishes will have vanished from its surface. Each time you finish a time jump, you are momentarily compelled to use the action again immediately. You make a wisdom saving throw against a DC of 20 minus the number of remaining blemishes. On a failure, you must immediately take the time jump action again. If the watch has no remaining blemishes, the saving throw is made at disadvantage. So if you use this enough, you may be caught in a time loop forever. You may just be jumping into the past over and over and over again until you somehow can catch somebody to give you guidance or something.
That's so cool. I like that.
That's wild. Huh. That's got some very interesting mechanics, and has that's based on like a real thing, right? The like little marks inside of a clock.
I don't know. Is
like
it
old clocks and stuff? I think that I think you've landed on a real thing.
Maybe
it was
not purposefully. That's for sure.
In the Netflix show, The Haunting. This is how I know this. In the Netflix show, The Haunting of Hill House, there's a monologue in it where like the Timothy Hutton's character is talking about old clocks having these little like markings that were used or that like were just kind of left over from tools and things, so that like antique clock makers or repair people like because there's not a record of what's been done to the clock, you need to know how to like understand those little strange markings to understand like how to properly fix the clock or like what has been done to it. So this is a real thing, and you should just say I knew that the whole time.
I knew it the whole time, and I'm editing everything else out. I'm so smart.
And it's kind of cool, right? Because you're like undoing those elements of like history and what has changed over the course of using this item.
Let me just use my jumper's pocket watch and go back in the recording and just erase everything that I did not know.
Ta-da.
This is the perfect item. Wow. And my third one is definitely just a hat. One thing that I think kind of falls by the wayside that is an element of steampunk is the silliness. Like it is presented in a way as a very straightforward medium, but a lot of it can be very silly, and it's more entertaining because the characters within it are playing it straight within kind of this medieval technological abomination. So I wanted to make something that was very silly and also potentially very scary. So this is definitely just a hat, because nothing is scarier to a party than just the thing in the room that you describe for no reason, right? You have all this stuff, and there's a bench. There's this bench over here. Did I mention the bench? And then they spend an hour investigating the bench. So this is the hat. This fine leather top hat is adorned with golden embroidery, resembling the sigils and glyphs of old. These symbols, while very close to those containing arcane power, are benign and useless. This is the medieval equivalent, or the steampunk equivalent of like getting a Chinese symbol tattoo, where you think it means like courage, but it means like mustard. Like,
yeah.
They're just, they do not compute. This is definitely, without a doubt, just a hat. Any creature that casts a probing spell, such as Detect Magic, or has a heightened sense, such as True Sight, will be able to confidently state that this is definitely just a hat. The hat can be worn, but does not change size to fit different wearers, and has no perceivable properties.
Just a hat.
Each day at dawn, the hat rolls 5d100. If the result is 15 or lower, it immediately transmutes into an elder brain.
Amazing. I am such a fan
hilarious.
of items that are just a normal thing. Plus, everyone loves a hat. I love an item that is just a normal thing, but just occasionally could also be absolutely horrific. This is so
Yeah.
good. I'm definitely putting this in my next campaign.
Perfect. Take it. Take it.
Every
and let me
party
know
wants
how
to
it
go
goes.
hat shopping, and this is
Yeah.
perfect. Every party I've ever been in, like at some point, is like, there's a haberdashery. Great, we're getting hats. Everybody gets a
Yeah.
hat. What kind of hat do you want? It's beautiful.
I want that old top hat. That looks really cool.
And you describe it a little more in depth than the other hats. You describe it with a little more ominous tones. You get really like quiet about it. Yes. Let me cast detect magic on that hat. Just a hat.
Just a hat.
Great.
Can
Cool.
confirm. Can confirm. This
I have
this
some
is just a
players
hat.
who would still not trust it, and they would be right to, and I like that.
I was going to say, it's definitely a hat that any of my players would take, even knowing that it's going to turn into something. They would be like, "Huh, I wonder what the percentage chances are."
There really is nothing better though than a player who like starts to sniff something out or like has a weird feeling about a thing sessions and sessions and sessions before it actually becomes a big deal, and then they feel so vindicated because they're like, I said it was a weird hat. You didn't believe me, and now we're fighting an elder brain. I also really love that you didn't provide any kind of explanation as to why it would turn into an elder brain.
No.
Like, why?
No. I mean, the shopkeeper
Why?
definitely doesn't know. He bought it at a yard sale.
Yeah.
He found it. Somebody found it in their
great.
basement, and he was like, "What a nice hat! That is a fine looking hat." And he put it up for
That's
sale.
beautiful.
Marked it up 200%. Yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan across the board. It's quite fun.
Thank you. Thank you. What did you come with, Dan?
Well, let's see. I had a real hard time getting all of the things to happen at once. Steampunk and Eldritch and horror and noir and technology. It was very hard for me to land all of those things. So I kind of tried to hone in on at least, like a couple pieces of each one and make a few different things.
Sure.
I got very close to making a vehicle, like you said. I was going to make like kind of a Nautilus sort of submarine, a la the Atlantis Disney film,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, a pinnacle of steampunk media in my childhood. So
I was thinking maybe Treasure Planet for a minute, and then it just didn't materialize either.
Yeah, Treasure Planet is right there with it. But I didn't do that because I couldn't figure out how to land it. So I just made a couple of weird little things. They're both items. They're both just wondrous items. They're both definitely... there's a significant downside to both of them. One of them probably doesn't even work very well as an item you give to your characters, but works much better as the way to spur on an arc for your players. But we will begin with opening your document for Steam and Surreality. And we'll begin with the Hand of Dagon. Dagon being a god in many different forms. Ancient Mesopotamia, also Dungeons & Dragons, also Lovecraftian lore. It's complicated, but this is a wondrous item. It is a gauntlet and requires attunement. This complex gauntlet consists of a sealskin glove adorned with worn copper fastenings, plates, and decorations depicting fins and tentacles. While you are attuned to this gauntlet, you can breathe both water and air. Additionally, on your turn, you can use an action to point the gauntlet at a creature within 30 feet of you. The target begins suffocating as seawater fills its airways and continues to suffocate for up to 1 minute or until you lose concentration as though you are concentrating on a spell.
Dang. Wow.
That's the main things that it does. You can just, point it at a person and you're drowning now. And you also can breathe both water and air. But this item is cursed. This item is cursed in a way that seems like it might be actually fine for a minute, and then it's definitely not. At dawn, on each day while attuned to this gauntlet, you must make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw. And on a failure, you roll a D6 and gain the listed effect until your attunement is broken. If you reattune to this gauntlet after breaking attunement, you regain all the effects that you had previously had. If you roll an effect that you already have, roll again. When you gain all 6 effects, you instantly transform into a Sahuagin warrior and cannot be transformed back except by a wish spell. So these effects, they are, you gain a swimming speed of 40 feet, or you gain resistance to acid and cold damage, or you gain the Blood Frenzy trait, which gives you advantage on attack rolls against any creature that has less than its maximum hit points. You gain the ability to telepathically communicate with sharks. You gain dark vision to a range of 120 feet. There's also a bad one that you must be submerged in water every 4 hours to avoid suffocating outside of water. These are all things that a Sahuagin warrior has. And so once you have all of them, you're a Sahuagin warrior. Congratulations. You have given up your soul to Dagon, and now you are a fiendish servant only to the dark god of the deep.
That is such a fantastic cursed item. I love that it's not an immediate curse. It's like a slow curse. It's so good. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, this is great.
Because that's the thing about all of those like Eldritch God worshiper people, is that like at first you're like, why would you guys this seems silly. Why would you worship this like horrendous being? And it's like, well, yeah, because it initially promises you like knowledge beyond humanity, and then it promises you some modicum of magic, and then it promises you like that you are going to be one of the few survivors when the world eventually ends, and then it turns out you are actually just another body for the pit. You just bought into it early. It's great stuff. Big fan. I would love to give this to a player and not just not tell them that it's cursed, but like every dawn it's like, oh, I get a new thing. It feels weird. I'm feeling more and more fishy. Something is very fishy indeed. Then we move on to the Monochromaticon. This is a wondrous item. It is legendary. And this odd contraption looks like a blunderbuss with a hose connecting to a large metal tank, bearing small caster wheels and a heavy-duty leather strap. As an action, you can target a creature within 60 feet of you and point the nozzle toward it. The target must succeed a DC 17 Charisma saving throw or become afflicted with monochromia, which is a disease described below. Now, an interesting thing that I discovered while I was making this is that 2024 rules have more or less done away with disease as a mechanic.
Almost totally wiped, yeah.
Interesting.
All of the things that previously cured disease, like lesser restoration, the option was either heal one of these conditions or heal a disease, has been changed to the poisoned condition. Similarly, lay on hands. Now, you can heal or you can spend 5 to clear the poisoned condition. And then at a higher level, I believe it's the level that normally paladins would gain immunity to disease. Instead, you get an empowered lay on hands where you can clear more conditions. Blinded, deafened, paralyzed, I think. So they've kind of done away with disease generally. So there's not a clear-cut way to rid a creature of disease in the way that there once was. I don't really know why that is. I wonder if it's because disease is often more commonly used as a story mechanic that requires some sort of MacGuffin to clear, instead of being able to be oh, well, I've got, I'm a cleric with enough spell slots that I can at least cast Lesser Restoration a few times a day, so we'll just stay here for a week and then I'll cure the entire town of disease. Maybe that's why?
Makes sense, yeah. I can see that.
You heard it here first, DMs. Use diseases, because nobody can cure them now.
They're back on the table as a narrative point. Continuing on. Monochromia is a whimsical disease, though. A creature or object afflicted with monochromia has disadvantage on charisma checks and saving throws, and cannot cast spells other than cantrips that deal no damage. Additionally, each day at dawn, the afflicted creature or object rolls a d100, and on a 1 to 5, the creature fades from the material plane and enters the ethereal plane until cured. The range increases by 5 each day. Monochromia can only be cured by destroying the Monochromaticon or by a wish spell. So this was the steampunk noir vibe for sure. because I was like, what's the thing that's typical of noir? It's black and white. I love a noir film. I love there's so many great shots in a classic like noir film that like you cannot do with color film, because you're playing with these like really stark differences in the shadow and the light, and these like really cutting lines of where the light hits. It's incredible work. The cinematography in some of those films is mind-blowing, and yeah, is like not possible with Technicolor film. So I just like the idea of something being monochromatic in the game world.
Yeah.
Kind of a death sentence to wizards and sorcerers there almost.
Right.
That's fantastic.
So this is very similar to the Vials of the Deep for me, because I envision a one shot, or maybe like just like a short form campaign, 5-6 sessions, where the party enters into a situation after this has already begun, and people are just disappearing, popping out of existence left and right.
They turn black and white, and then suddenly they're gone.
Yeah, you have to figure out what the problem is, because nobody knows about this blunderbuss. So you have to, Act 1, figuring out what's going on. Act 2, finding where it is. Act 3, getting into the... nobody's ever cast etherealness more than in this campaign. Yeah. And then you go in and you destroy it at the end and save everybody. This is one of those things. You need
some true sight for sure.
True sight is your best friend.
Yeah. The only thing I haven't figured out, which, it means that the people who take this and put it in games can figure it out, is like why? Like what is having the chromaticness of people do for the person who's stealing it? What is that? I don't know. Is it magical energy? What is it?
I have the answer for you right now. I have it here. This is the BBEG for your cartoon world that we talked about like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
The cartoon world, yes.
The cartoon world. It's all colorful. Mm-hmm. It's all colorful until Monochromo comes in with his Monochromaticon. He names everything just after himself.
Monochromio.
Yeah. He comes in and he just starts taking people out of this Technicolor world and putting them into his own black and white cartoon. He's putting people onto the steamboat with Willy.
It's an incredible campaign idea. I want to play that.
Steamboat with No, he is Steamboat Willy.
There we go. That's the rub.
Steamboat Willy. Because Steamboat Willy is public domain now. So we can make a campaign around Steamboat Willy and use his image legally.
I wish
Steamboat
I could
Willy
be
is
red and yellow and blue.
Yes, he's trying to turn his world into color so that he can be Mickey Mouse.
I love that.
We can't say that though. We can't say that part. This is how he became Mickey Mouse. It wasn't cute. It wasn't nice. It wasn't just Walt Disney. No.
Vile.
Devious guy.
Sent so many people to the ethereal plane.
Oh, horrible.
How many Technicolor souls do you have to reap before you can become a Technicolor cartoon?
And they're all in the Disney vault. Well, add it to the list of campaign modules that we need to write, Michael.
Yeah, the ever-increasing, never-decreasing list of things that we need to make.
It never gets smaller. It only gets larger.
We will certainly never get around to. Yeah.
Well, wonderful. All told, all around, such delightful things, and so different, all of them. So vastly unique.
There was certainly the breadth in the prompt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really like the idea of just to summon tentacles from a vial of ink. I love
so good.
I love the hat that's not a hat and the little bag of mechanical friends. Great stuff.
Everybody loves a little guy.
Indeed they do. And we love having our little friend here today. It was so nice to have you, Sunfyre.
It was wonderful to be here.
I try with the transitions. Like the the segues, I do my best. Tell the people where they can find you and what you're up to
what are you doing?
In the next near future.
I'm not up to a lot, really. I'm just hanging out. You can find me on TikTok at Sunfyre D&D if you want to hear me talk about more things or post little memes. And I'm also on Instagram under the same name, but I'm never posting on there either.
Same.
I mean, follow me on TikTok. That's where I'm most active. But I don't think I have very many things coming out in the near future. Truly, I'm just having a good time. So...
And we love that.
Well, that's good.
And
that's the way to be, really.
Absolutely.
I'll be in my basement running a new D&D campaign for all of my friends. And that's it.
Perfect. You can't check it out. It's not streaming anywhere.
Exactly.
So, see you later.
May the D&D gods bless us all with a 4-year-long consistent campaign.
Oh, man. What I wouldn't do. That sounds like a dream.
It definitely
You are blessed, and I hope you have many more in the future.
Oh, you guys as well. Truly.
All right.
Would you like to do us the honor of rolling for what our next prompt is going to be?
Sure.
So we've got our big D20 table that we have here that are prompts submitted by the listeners, and we cycle them around. We get through them all eventually. And if you wanted to send us over a prompt, you can email that to us. That's collegeofcreationpod@gmail.com, or you can come on and join us over on the Patreon. That's patreon.com/collegeofcreationpod, and you can join at the free tier and see all of the things that all of us have ever made, and have the PDFs there to use in your games. And if you want to join at the $5 tier, we'd really appreciate it. You get a little bonus episodes and some other cool stuff that we like to give you on occasion, and we really appreciate it. But for now, why don't you give us a roll of a D20 there, Sunfyre?
I have rolled us a 19.
A 19 is a monster with different tiers. Like some of the older versions, which I will have to do some research into. But I guess 3.5 and such had like tiered monsters with sort of different effects depending on the tier. Maybe kind of akin to what's the thing that they did? Not the legendary monsters or whatever. They have like the transformation
mythical
when they
monsters?
hit 0 hit points. Mythical. That's what it was. Yes.
The mythical.
Maybe kind of akin to that. I don't know. I'll have to do some research.
Yeah, I see this in a couple different ways. It could be health-based, maybe like undead or beasts or oozes even, elementals. The lower they get in health, the more frantic they are because they're more like id-brained. Or like the mythical traits where you drop them to 0. The classic
multi-phase boss fight.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda boss fight. You got 3 tiers. You drop it to 0 twice. Comes back stronger. Interesting.
We'll have to see. What's your favorite creature type, Sunfyre?
Gotta be aberrations.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I may just have to make an aberration then.
I'm excited. I'll tune in to hear what tiered aberrations.
What's your least favorite? Because I'm going to make that.
Oh, my least favorite? You know what? I'm going to say dragons. I want them to be more exciting.
Interesting.
Wow.
I have never
We didn't get
met
into hot takes at all, but
that shares that take. I also think that dragons are relatively safe options for monsters.
Safe. Yeah.
I don't hate that take at all. I think that's a great take, actually.
All right, so are you trying to make a dragon and I'm trying to make an aberration?
Yeah, I'm going to try and make a dragon.
All right, great. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Interesting dragon.
Make an interesting dragon. Well, incredible. What a pleasure it has been to have you and to create. Yep. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Michael, for creating and potting as always. Of course. And before we go, do you have anything to say to the people before we say goodbye?
Dan, you know that I always have something to say to the people before we say goodbye. Today's ties into something we were talking about before. Homebrew settings. I think running a game as a DM in a homebrew setting is much more daunting than it actually is difficult. I think a lot of people get scared away by the idea that they have to create everything, and that is a fallacy. You don't have to create everything. Just create one tiny little thing, and then once your party runs through that, create a bigger thing, then you branch out, and before you know it, you have a whole world created, and you didn't even think about doing it. I will die on this hill that homebrew settings are easier to DM in than modules or scripted adventures, because you naturally are going to want to break out of whatever that adventure is, and that makes more work for you. It makes more work trying to get back in line or create something new out of a foundation that you don't truly believe in or you didn't create yourself. Make a homebrew campaign, and I hope that you like it. Don't make a liar out of me.
Yeah, give it a try.
Truly,
well, that's
it's very
great.
fun.
Yeah, so good. Thank you, Michael. Thank you again, Sunfyre.
Yes, thank you for being here.
It was so fun. Thank you so much.
Farewell, listeners. Until next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.